Well, I want to go back to the World Cup, and to talk more about the World Cup is Mike Bako. He is sports editor of the DailyNational.com, a multimedia news and content company. Mike, welcome back to the program.
Thank you.
Well, Mike, the U.S. team is certainly getting a lot of attention at this year's World Cup, but I do want to focus on China's Steel Roses team. They are coming in as Asian champions. So what are their prospects for this World Cup?
Well, their prospects are actually pretty good. Like you mentioned, they're coming off an Asia Cup championship. They are not quite a favorite or one of the teams that are in that group would say the U.S., France, Brazil, Australia, who's hosting the World Cup. So they're in what we call the 12th position, so which is good. They're within striking range. This is the first World Cup where the women's side is going to have 32 participants. So in terms of the big pools playing, it's going to be slightly different than in years past. So they are going to have more competition to make it further into the tournament, but they do have a good shot of having a good showing.
And given those prospects, what does the Chinese team hope to accomplish on the world stage if it's not necessarily winning? I mean, China has not qualified for a World Cup final since 1999. I imagine this is a good opportunity to show the world what they are made of.
This is a good opportunity. And also over the last decade or so, they have not really acquitted themselves too well on the international stage. In one of the World Cups in 2011, they didn't qualify. 2012 for the Olympics, they didn't qualify. So they are trying to reestablish themselves on the international pitch. Right now, the US, France, Brazil, Australia, Spain, they are in a secondary tier. They are in the top tier. What the Chinese team, what the Steel Roses are trying to do is really to butt up into that second tier. Can they be contenders on the national stage? They've not really been able to do that, as their fortunes have kind of come and gone over the last decade or so. What they really want to do is get into that round of 16, possibly make it even further so that they can build and establish some of these younger players who are on this team as well on the international pitch, something that the U.S. has been able to do very successfully. They're going for their third championship over the last decade or so.
Mike, we have about a minute left. How has women's football evolved in China, and what do you see as its future, if you could predict?
Well, right now, what they're struggling with is participation. While it is the most popular game on the globe, participation for Chinese young female athletes has really dwindled. It's now down to about 6,000 or 7,000 participants who are playing competitive soccer. So what they're hoping for is to engage with some of that younger audience, to build that profile. One of the things that is helping, big sponsorships. They just got a Prada sponsorship where the entire team was decked out in a Prada ad that went wild on social media in China and internationally. So a good showing here, possibly foster some interest and possibly grow that sport at a grassroots level.
Mike, and I know you'll be watching. Mike Bako with DailyNational.com. Thank you so much.
Thank you.